Hello friends, my name is Leigh and I create videos about photography as an art and as a lifestyle. Today I am in a hotel room in New York City. I am about to give a presentation at Build Expo tomorrow morning in the OM system booth. As I'm filming this, it will be done by the time you all see this, but today I put the finishing touches on my presentation and I decided with the rest of my day I would go to MoMA, the Museum of Modern Art. And so I did. I walked there. It was about a 1.5 mile walk there and a 1.5 mile walk back. And I decided to capture some photos, but I did put a couple of limitations on my photos so that I could kind of stoke my creativity. That's one of my tricks for getting into my creative side, my creative brain, is to put little limitations here and there on my photography. In this case, I chose to do only vertical images, and I also chose to use monochrome. Street photography definitely lends itself to monochrome. Right now, I want to show you a few more images as well as talk about the settings that I used on the OM-5. I am using that camera to film myself right now, and I am using the 12 to 45 millimeter f4 Pro lens that I used all of today. So to get started, I was using aperture priority, and I shot f4 the entire time. And I used auto ISO. The idea here is that I just wanted to look at composition, and I didn't want to worry about technicals, so that's what I did. Oh, for autofocus, I used single point autofocus and I just moved around that single point all around. I was not using continuous autofocus either, so I was able to focus and recompose when I needed to. Just in case you don't know what focus and recompose means, that means I focused on whatever it was that I wanted to be in focus, and then I could move my camera a little bit to adjust composition and still have that one thing be in focus. I also used image stabilization. That actually helped me to slow down shutter speeds when I was in the darker situations, like in the museum. And I think that's it. Those are the only settings that I used. Now, talking about compositions and how I chose to do different compositions. I did some photos that seemed typical of street photography. You know, I wasn't really breaking any ground here, but because I had all of my settings set the way that I wanted to and I knew what to expect from the camera, for example, in this situation, when these pigeons all flew up around me, I was able to quickly bring up my camera and capture a photo. With street photography, for me, it is all about the lines. I really like to look at a few different things when I'm inside of museums. I do like to look at signatures. It's just a thing I have, to look at artist signatures, and I often will take photos of them so that I can go into the computer and zoom into them later on and just see exactly what they look like up close. Something else I like to do is look at shadows inside the museums. In some cases, it is how the art is illuminated and then how the art creates a shadow that I find the most interesting. I love museum spaces in general, so I definitely like to showcase different elements of museum spaces. I also find it interesting how museums choose to place pieces of art. Like sculptures especially often end up within the space of the room rather than up against walls. I also like to look at people inside museum spaces, especially around very popular pieces of art. That's it, friends. That's how I set the OM-5 and a few of the things that I thought about when I was capturing photos in the city today. I hope you all are subscribed to the channel, and please do like this video if you haven't already. I have a very exciting video coming soon from a few days ago when I visited the Wolf Conservation Center, which is about 1.5 miles north of the city here. I added that onto this trip because it's a place that I have wanted to go to for years. So I have a full video coming out about how I used all OM system gear to capture the wolves on, I was going to say on film, not on film, on sensor. Anyway, everybody, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.